It was Good Friday 2015. Rich Nuemann was celebrating the weekend with his good friend, Julian Cruz, 3 miles off the coast of Florida. They were on a 20-foot vessel, talking politics, grandkids, and fishing. But for Rick, fishing wasn't a sport where you kicked your feet up and relaxed with a cold beer. He was a spearfisher. Spearfishing is like hunting in the fish's element, Rick always told his skeptical friends. It's a charge. The thrill of the hunt saw Rick below and Julian sliding into skin-tight wetsuits and trading in fishing rods and lines for an old-fashioned spear. In over 5 decades of shooting fish, he never ran into any problems in the water. This day started out as well as any right way. Rick shot a 51-pound cobia. He was so happy with the catch. But as the morning bled into the afternoon, he grew restless. The visibility in this part of the ocean wasn't great. They needed to move. Julian captained the ship to a different reef and jumped into the water. Spear in hand, following spearfishing protocol, Rick waited aboard the ship. Having 2 drivers down below would spook any cobia. Finally, his friend returned with good news. "There are cobia down there," Julian reported as he slipped back on the ship empty-handed. This was welcome news for Rick, who was antsy to get back into the water himself. There was, however, a vital piece of information missing from Julian's report. The hungry shark knew this was a good spot for cobia, and the hungry shark was on his way to that spot for lunch. Of course, Julian couldn't have known that. Which was why Rick jumped fearlessly into the water, with no idea how his life was about to change. Spear in hand, Rick dove down 40 or so feet, his eyes on the cobia. He neared his target, felt his fingers tighten on his weapon, and was smacked hard in the side of the head. The collision beneath the sea was hard, like a car accident. In a moment of complete disorientation, Rick saw his scuba mask go flying and the 500-pound shark swimming away. He calmed himself. The shark was gone. He was alive. Then he touched his neck. He felt warmth, his blood pouring from his neck, his adrenaline truly pumping. He swam back to the surface, hoping to scurry back on the ship. He didn't know how bad the damage was until he saw Julian's face. What Julian saw was ghastly. Rick's ear was attached by a thin thread of skin. The cheek the shark had crushed into sported a deep, gashing wound, which gargled blood onto the deck of the ship and into his wetsuit. Without help, he was going to die. So Julian called 911. He ran to the ship's controls and steered towards shore as his ghost white friend, a grandfather, clutched weakly to the ship's console. Every time the ship hit a wave, Rick spilled more blood onto the deck. His time was limited. After 45 minutes, the ship finally reached the Florida shores, where paramedics were waiting. He woke up later with 200 stitches in his neck. They reattached my ears and closed up my cheek, gashes down my neck, and some more on my shoulder and back, Rick said of the trauma doctors. With a clear head, he looked back at the moment. Rick said, "The shark." He bit through the wetsuit, and part of me then realized neither one was a fish and just went on his way. He was probably a little confused himself. Normally, a shark is not going to go after a human being. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.